This just in. Playing with the group I saved from the land whale in a space opera setting. They know I'ma be a skeleton. Not a skelly-looking alien, not a brain in a metal termy suit, a fucking skeleton. Build my character. Compulsively gambling human skeleton that got spit out into our reality from a tear in space-time. Loves to roll them bones. Speaks with one of those tracheotomy voice boxes, 'cause why not? Not an uncommon occurrence for the scalar field to fail during FTL travel, causing shit like this. Usually what gets spit out isn't nearly as useful. Uncorrigible tinkerer. Dub him Talus, Terry, Siamella, and call it a day. Rest of the party ends up being a bounty hunter, a disgraced merchant who brings kit and connections to the table, self-taught pilot, and an outmoded AI in a freight-loading rig, apparently inspired by my no-traditional property race choices. They all meet up. Reasons for getting on merchant ships happen. They know I'm gonna arrive. They just don't know how or when. Crappy nav computer directs them into a temporal storm. They're shitting bricks and bracing for eldritch horrors in the hold as the entire hull rattles and chatters. Generators stressed to the max to maintain cosmic shielding. Right before it hits critical mass, it suddenly calms with a pop and the sound of a giant playing fiddlesticks. No unimaginable amorphous gibbering madness. No space ghosts, even if they searched coast to coast. Just my ass clattering to the floor. Get up, dusting my bones off as I go. Mumbling, worth it. Definitely worth it. To myself before noticing the player characters. Oh. Hey, I'm Talus. Friends call me Terry. Seeing as we're in a metal box with a few inches between us and nothing, I'd love to make friends. If you need work done around this barge, I can offer a hand. Pilot starts worrying about O2 and rations. Think about that for a second. Do I look like I have lungs or a stomach? Pauses for a second. Party facepalms collectively. Note pilot for a mark. Look down. Oh God, how embarrassing. My pants didn't survive the trip. You guys got extras? The pilot eyes me and asks what I meant by trip. Buy me dinner before probing me naked, dude. Laughs deflect question, and I'm impantsed. Quickly establish myself as we while away the hours until landfall in this glorified lunchbox. Guess who cheaped out on safety and maintenance gear? Our jolly merchant did. Micrometeorite hits hull, needs fixing from outside. Oh no, Terry, we're fucking boned. Shit, let's panic. Hand me the TIG, nig, I got this gig. Fix damage. Do 0G skeleton dance as I drift past window on my way back in. Come through airlock. Get hearty vertebra slaps and such. So we'll call it a 1% share into this venture here. Terry, what venture? I'm assuming we're hauling cargo or something in this shit heap, right? No, we're just running to the nearest unincorporated system because of massive fuck-up on Starter Planet. Jesus. What do you plan on doing once you get there? We're running on fumes as it is, and at least where I come from, spacefaring ain't cheap. That system won't even take this script. Reality dawns on the party. Hate it when I'm the only one in the room grinning. My newly acquired jimmies are now thoroughly clickety-clacked. Best not think about it now, guys. Want to gamble some of that worthless scrip? What with? My existence when they don't know what dice are made of. My existence when they don't know dice are made of knuckle bones. Only need one hand to throw anyway. You better bet I can influence odds if the game is based on parts of my hands. Good thing they don't put warrants out on people that haven't existed for more than a few weeks. Is it cheating if they can't gain from what I'm stealing? After fleecing the lot of them, I get serious. Okay, merchant. What kind of hardware we working with here? Giant cargo barge dude put ridiculous amounts of his wealth into thinking 5 low-level chuckle fucks could use it. Okay. Realistically, we're gonna need to downsize. He starts to protest. Hold up. We can make more money if we work as a team on a smaller ship, as long as you guys don't mind getting your phalanges dirty. I've got an idea or two if you guys are in. Of course they're in. What else are they gonna do? Slum it in an unincorporated planet? Maybe system if they're lucky, without the cooperation? Merchant gets lion's share, of course. We get more proportional to investment in the partnership. 44 points for merchant, 55 each for AI and pilot as essential personnel, 16 for me, and 10 for bounty hunter. Each get a single vote. I'm turning a bunch of wanted asshats into a well-oiled framework that supports our game. Just like a well-cartilated skeleton does for any vertebrae. Feel bad shorting the bounty hunter, as he's the only other practically minded character. That's business, though. Anybody know anything about the planet we're headed for? It's in Bounty Bro's home system. Not too precisely, luckily. Scrap planet with high geothermal activity and a decent spaceport. Thus far, I've kinda taken the spotlight, which I try to avoid because I have much more fun as a supporting character. Solaire was secretly a Skele. Conflicted, because we'd be dead without me. Everyone seems okay with it. Make landfall. We've got shit for rations, fuel, equipment other than the clothes draped over our scapulas. Remember that no one looks twice at a Skele in space. Feels good not to have to worry about it. First things first. We gotta find a smaller ship and a buyer for ours, then split the difference in value. Set the merchant to work on finding quality rations and fuel. Me and Bounty Hunter go to looking for a ship. AI stays behind for theft prevention. Pilot puts our barge on the market. We're communicating via shipboard CB in case one of us gets in shit or finishes early. Me and Bounty Hunter find a few decent rigs. Our criteria are 4 cabins, AI compatible, decent-sized hold and weapons if we end up affording them. Call back to the ship to see what kind of buyers our listing is getting. No answer. Rush back. Turns out the pilot's been napping and the radios we're using aren't hooked up to the shipboard computer. We've garnered some interest, though. Couple of buyers Bounty Hunter recognizes immediately as smugglers, a gang looking for spacefaring kit, and a cheap merchant with delusions of grandeur. Sound familiar? Great. We'll either have to try and squeeze blood from a stone or risk a shipjacking just to get a decent price. Radio into merchant. He's sorted everything out, he says. Have you priced out the repair gear and parts we're gonna need? Get it done. So we need to sell to the merchant to get everything we need. Set up a meet. Everyone gets back to the ship. I privately share my concerns with the bounty hunter. Yep.psd. Can't blame the pilot for making a public listing. We need money for living essentials. Merchant shows up without a guard. Wants to lowball us. Charisma engage. Get merchant PC to assist. End up getting a decent price. Delist the ship, take our bitcoins, and get the fuck out with the cargo loader as a vessel for the AI. Getting late, Bazaar is closing down. Let's find a space Super 8 to stay at for the night. In lawless, unincorporated systems, the average motel will also be a brothel, gambling, and drug den. Bounty Bro and I are torn about this because of our respective proclivities. Post up at the bar with Bounty Bro and Pilot. Decide to be Carpo Metacarpus man for these poor, uncharismatic fucks. Pilot takes some green Kirkbait back to the room for a night. Pilot takes some green Kirkbait back to his room for the night. Then something catches my eye. A game of Texarjan Hold'em. If I had an impulse control center to be overridden, it would be right now. Plot myself down. I never liked these newfangled chip machines. I give the house a fee for sitting at the table. We're already paying their oars salaries, right? Introduce these NPCs to craps. Roll them bones. Put up my welding kit as initial collateral. Make a killing. I think that's enough for the night, gentlemen. It's been fun. I'd leave you with the dice here, but then I wouldn't be able to pocket my winnings. Radius grabbed by scaly motherfucker who can't take a hit. Hello? Why do you look familiar? Sweet Space Christ, it's the gang's proxy who put out the low offer on our barge. Bounty Bro edges up behind me. He's the only one of us packing more than well-seasoned phalanges. Hopefully he can bluff past this space mescaline-induced haze. You think my friend here's done something wrong, bud? Long glare from low-rent Bosk. Let's not make bones about it. Ribs tickled that he beat me to the punch. Reptoid lets me go. Looks none too happy. Time to explain my fuck-up to the rest of the party. Best time not to have facial muscles or sweat glands. They'll know the merchant's face as the ship's deed was under his name. Wake everyone up, make excuses, try to sneak out the back. Get out. Thugs waiting for us in the alley. Bounty Bro frags one, I get tackled by the Reptoid. The TIG welder gets put to work on his face. He skitters off. We escape with a few new weapons and a few plasma singes on our pilot. We all hop on the cargo loader and beat it. Unfortunately, 3 terrified people and a skeleton wearing parachute pants driving a forklift at maximum thrust through the ghetto isn't exactly stealthy. Gang eventually gives pursuit. We make it out by the perosteum of our incisors. We lose them, and in the relative calm, everyone is looking at me like I've got my baculum hanging out. I look through my pockets and keep smiling. I don't think there'll be a problem anymore. What the fuck are you on about, you numbskull? Successfully pickpocketed the proxy during the altercation. I have his communicator with galactic positioning system and his unmarked hard wallet. Pilot jury-rigs a gang locator. We check the hard wallet at the nearest terminal. Oh boy. I think I just made the next story arc quite a bit easier to write for the DM. Daybreak. Bounty Hunter goes with Merchant to pick up Kit. I get our ride with our stolen crypto coins. Local gang probably wonder what metal grate trickery we're using to avoid them. We blast the fuck off and set a course for an unincorporated system that the Merchant has contacts in. Remember, kids, it's easy to work Chaucer from A Knight's Tale into any setting you want. Just make him a skeleton. We hit Nebula again. No expectation of luck on this one. No way the smaller ship can handle this storm. It's worse than the temporal bombardment. God damn it, AI! I ought to do to you what MS did to Tay. Ship is an industrial rig with no bells and whistles. Pilot, give me updates on our Jenny status every minute. Bounty Hunter, man the mining laser. Merchant, get on the scanners and help the pilot. I get down to the fusion Jenny. Problem with nebulas, besides the electrical havoc they wreak, it's the shit hiding behind those clouds of opaque matter. Only real way to survive is taking it at a crawl. Boost power to sensors means the AI has to manually target the shields. Asteroids and boarding pirates may think twice about a few gigawatts of rock-crushing pulsed light. Peaceful going until about halfway through. Huge rock coming right at us. Like Kuiper Belt big. Funnel all power to laser, way past its rated capacity. Thank God for GURPS granular skill system. We break it apart, but the laser is soups overheated. Fragments start to hit shields. It's too much for the shields. One by one, systems start to falter. We're down to life support, funnel shields, and main fusion reactor. The largest chunk is coming right at us. Tell Bounty Hunter to get it to the cockpit. Pull regulators on reactor as pilot swivels us to face it. Radiation is enough to kill any unshielded personnel. Didn't need my marrow anyways. Run up the core to a hair's width of explosive failure and brace for impact. So much overload to the shields they get weapons-grade plasma forming on outer layer. We bore a hole through the asteroid. Grinding my teeth through my smile, trying to maintain stability. It's over. Drop regulators all at once, iodize back compartments, and flush gas. Nigga, we made it. .xcf. Stuck with no weapons or rear shielding. Have to conserve O2 to cockpit, mess, and quarters. Great. I'm gonna be lethally radioactive for the rest of this trip. Set to work on the laser, rear shields, and Jenny. Managed to get Jenny stable and laser working, still no rear shields. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess. No O2 or people back here anyway. We got out of Nebula without major incident. Warp right onto another temporal storm. Losing my patience with this gimping for the sake of roleplay. Then I realize I'm a skeleton in a sci-fi setting. Back to work then. Not sure if Jenny will be able to take another burninating, milder storm this time. Something gets through anyway, in the back compartment. Tell partners not to open the blast doors. DM. No, you don't. Tracheotomy synth fried by the radness of my actions. Shit. Start to hear whispers. I'd be real nervous if I had nerves. The next bit is why having a good DM makes all the difference. Talus, did you think it would be that easy to cheat me? Only a mortal would be so naive. Shit. The Space Mafia has found me. What? No. Maybe it's the Mafia of the Nth Dimension? Starts hallucinating vividly. Incomprehensible being shows me my life before the jump. Yes, life. I was a man once. Skeletons gotta start somewhere. I'm a fusion engineer in Galactic Nom. Testing experimental transpo. Get caught up on some gambling debts to massive crime syndicate. Decide risking the untested combat teleporter is better than losing my organs and burning my nerves before a horrible death. Wow, I was naive. End up stuck in horror plane in current Skele form. Go insane and back again as my psyche is tortured around the spectrum. Encounter Space Djinn. Make a wager. He shoves me into a set of dimensions more palatable to me on win. This is all impromptu, so the revelation is as dank to me as if I actually just had a repressed memory revealed. Eyes widen as this plays out in front of me. JK, I'm a skeleton. Said dimensions are powering my existence. Super vulnerable to temporal fluctuations. Djinn feels cheated. Ossifying bricks at this point. Party don't know what's up. AI notices me rattling violently. You okay, Terry? I'm doing terrible. I have no Voxbox and I must scream. Come out of the incident with a shred of sanity. Previously warned crew of environmental hazards. Get to Trade Planet, they find me Rain Manning next to the reactor when we dock. Bounty Hunter slaps me out of it. Get pad and paper from mess room. Explain the shit. Entire party whelps. We go out. I'm still a bit rattled. Buy Voxbox, better nav software for AI. AI looks into getting a droid. I'd be tired of being a sentient forklift after a while, too. After repairs and re-upping on O2 and rations, we ain't got a ton left. Merchant reaches out to contacts that aren't strongly affiliated to Federation. This is the fringe of his influence, so it's mostly small potatoes. We decide on shore leave for a bit given the shit we just passed through. Merchant finds us some cargo running stuff to do. We eventually get rich, doing above-board stuff in unincorporated space. Altercations ensue with Org sponsoring those initial space pirates. Terry slowly loses sanity each time we hit a temporal weak point. We eventually buy a small asteroid station and eventually start managing it as a last stop type deal on the outskirts of a federal system. By this point, I'm in and out of the dungeon dimensions like twice a week. Pirates find our station. Shit. Battle ensues. At this point, we can all pilot with some level of competency. I get hit, cabin depressurizes, end up ramming into a pirate fighting craft. No explosion because no O2 or auto-igniting fuel. Eject and make my way back to the station. Friends aren't doing much better. AI's ship gets torpedoed by Corvette-class carrier piloted by Pirate King. Know what? Fuck this. We're boned anyway, right? Turn my little gas space motor thing around. EAV, I think. Rupture gas tank, and fly towards nearest fighter. Succeed in latching on. Use welder to breach cockpit, suffocating pilot. Hop in. Turn that shit around and get back into the fight. tide turning. Down to their carrier and a few drones. We disable its shields. We've lost AI and pilot at this point. They're best at spacing. Vertebra fuse as I prepare for what needs to be done. Beeline for Corvette. Drop all the chaffs. Aim myself at aft. Latch on and get the welder out. Cut through the airlock. Find my way to the engine room. Subdue surprised engineer pilot and take a page right out of my own playbook. Pull and short every regulator and safety measure. Try to put up a fight when pirates arrive, but I get crushed. Shed a single tear as reactor overloads. JK, I'm a skeleton. I get vaporized.